Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. Let's talk corrections. I am your host, Carrie Davis. For this series, I have been talking about coping with grief and loss. Now, for this video, I want to focus on some of the things that prevent us from grieving correctly. And before I get into that, let me quickly recap what we discussed the last session. Here we go. What is grief? According to Google Dictionary, grief is intense sorrow, especially caused by the death of someone. Now, what are some of the blockers to the healing process? And that is what we will drill down a little bit deeper into for this video. But I'll just broadly call those blockers complicated grief. However, every single person after grief, there is the need for rebalancing life and to develop that kind of courage to go on. But let me quickly recap what the 5 stages of grief are. 1, denial. And denial, this is where the person says, oh no, this is just not happening. After denial, and it doesn't have to go in any chronological order, but there is denial, then there is anger. You know, if I could have catch God, you say, why God sit up in heaven and allow this to happen to me? And then there is the bargaining, which is the 3rd stage or phase, you know, where the person says, if I had done this, if only I had done this, or what if I had done that? So the if onlys and the what if statements come into play right now. And then you have the stage 4, which is depression. This is where the person feel that life is just meaningless without the individual, or meaningless without the job, or whatever it is that has caused that great loss. And the final stage is acceptance. This is where the person say, what will I do now? You know? But what are some of the things that cause grief to come upon us? 1, termination of relationship. A lot of persons do not handle that well because nobody gets into a marriage and anticipates a divorce, or gets into a relationship and expects that they're gonna, be out of this relationship in a short time. People get into it for the long haul. Then you have those persons who suffer loss because of relocation, whether to a new parish, or a lot of Jamaicans would have migrated to Canada, etc. Some people experience missed job opportunities, or the death of a pet, the news that their loved one has some kind of terminal illness. Those are some of the things that can bring on grief. Is the grief process, though, is it identical? Is it that mourners grieve the same way? Absolutely not. Some people may experience grief in different ways, and some of the ways that people can experience or encounter grief are they become angry, and we know that anger is a stage of the grief process. Some people, there's this loss of meaning to life. They're always sad, they're always crying, especially when the name of the person who has passed comes up, they're always crying. Then there is people who there are persons who are miserable and irritable, like bounty killer with us a cross, angry, mad kind of a thing. And then you have those persons who feel that crippling sense of guilt. Now, how to keep life's ship sailing? Now, let's go to the fix. 1, we have got to come to the place where we accept the loss. Identify and accept the feelings associated with the loss. Am I angry? Am I sad? Am I feeling hurt and pain and agony? Identifying all those feelings will help us to get help. Accept that life will continue without this person. And final point I'll say is that we will have to come to a place where we say goodbye. So we can also keep the ship a sailing if we do not spend all the time to ourselves and mope in the pain and the agony, but go out, talk to friends, be around people, socialize. Next thing you can do is to care for yourself. Go to the spa, go get a massage, go get a foot shell and a hand shell. Well, a pedicure and a manicure. Do exercise. Be affectionate toward yourself. Be patient with yourself. Be gentle with yourself and be tolerant with yourself. Those are some of the things that you can embrace to pull yourself out of the complicated grief. Do not take on important life decisions while you're grieving, like to divorce or to get married again, to buy a house or to sell your house. Those are too serious of decisions to take in a moment when your brain not as firing as it ought to. It's always good as well to be selective in the type of movie that we watch or the kind of entertainment. You don't want to watch movies that will put you into a depressive mood, or songs that have these depressive tones and so on. Always have a plan when the death anniversary of the person comes around. So if you know the person died on the 4th of January, ensure when the 4th of January comes around, you have a plan. I'm going to go for a dinner. I'm going to go visit some family members. I'm going to take a long walk in the park, etc. Have a plan, Also, nature. Immerse yourself in nature. That is always good. I enjoy going to the river, Castleton Gardens, Dunn's River Falls, Favor Beach. Find somewhere to go and have fun. Do not underestimate the significance of getting counseling. When you go for counseling, a counselor can help you to maneuver the grief process, help you to pull out all the little things in your life that are complicating the grief process and preventing you from getting that healing that you so truly desire, right? The scripture says in Isaiah 9 verse 6, "For unto us a child is born, unto us a son is given, and the government shall be on his shoulder." And this is the part I love. "And his name will be called Wonderful Counselor, Mighty God, and Everlasting Father, the Prince of Peace." God is our best counselor, and he's always there for us. So reach out to God. Reach out to the Creator. Matthew 5 verse 4 says, "Blessed are those who mourn, for they shall be comforted." Revelations 21 verse 4 says, "He will wipe every tear from their eyes. There will be no more death, or mourning, or crying, or pain, for the old order of things has passed away." My dearest people, it is important that when we grieve, just be reminded you are not alone. There's somebody out there who you can talk to, somebody who will listen to you. Be encouraged and know that you're not alone, but get the necessary help. There are persons out there to help you. All the best as you go through this process. Peace. I am out for now, but let's continue to talk corrections in our circle.